exactly what Loner did all game.
Yeah, even if you do pick off those 2 Zealots, there's no use in fist pumping when your money's 2K, 15K, so got to keep that money low.
Got to keep that money low. All right, I am ready. I finally made the game. Guys, anybody here rooting for HuK? All right, and anybody here think that Loner is going to win this next game? All right, the game has started. Let's do this.
All right, and for those of you watching our Blizzcon coverage online, click the Upgrade Now button on your portal to watch our Blizzard main stage and panel stage feeds. Tonight we will have the costume and dance contests. And don't miss tomorrow night where we'll have Tenacious D live in the house.
Can we just give it up for Artosis? He's so good at making that announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, Artosis.
Artosis. Okay, over here at the top right, we have HuK. In the red, down here at the bottom left, our player from China, Loner. Now, it's a one-on-one map. That means we can see way more crazy strategies because you know your opponent's starting location. You don't have to figure out, oh, is he close to me? Oh, is he far away from me? This might be fairly early, probably could see something possibly pretty interesting coming here from HuK. But yeah, this is a map where you can do some very risky stuff.
Now, I like what HuK is doing right now. He's brushing by those Zell Naga watchtowers. That's going to allow him to scout for basically any proxy racks that could be around, anything outside the base that's a little bit abnormal. So he brushes by both those. He's already seen a large chunk of the map, and that's just going to give him a lot of safety in the early game.
Yeah, and HuK loves doing this harassment. In fact, I've never seen him not do this early probe harassment. Extremely effective, and it looks like Loner is going to continue to play a little bit normally, but I think the big concern for HuK is how is he going to play the later stages of the game. Colossi not nearly as strong on this map as they are on others because there's so much space to micro against them.
Well, that's right, Day 9. And what I really want to see from HuK here is a defensive expansion-based play. He really needs to get 3 bases up and then pump out the claw side.
Oh yeah.
If he does it off 2 base again, as you said, there's just so much room for Loner to run around, to do his harassment, to spread his marauders. I feel like HuK is going to be an underdog in that situation.
You know, the way that game looked, the previous one at least, was kind of strange because, as you guys were saying, HuK was ahead by a lot, but it just seems like mechanically Loner's superior because in that game, Loner was just like, oh, I'm just going to make a bunch of units and kill you. Like that was like, he just actually walked to his opponent's base. So you guys are dead on. We're going to have to see much cleaner play here from HuK when he gets an advantage.
And it looks like very normal play from both players. HuK going 1 gate, gas, and then getting a cybernetics core. He's going to try to keep really, really close tabs on his opponent with this hidden probe that's inside Loner's base up at the top left. If he can spot in there, he knows that he could potentially cut units, maybe not even make this 1 Zealot that is warping in on his gateway, because even something little like avoiding making just 1 unit can help you so much as the game progresses.
That's right. That is like a StarCraft 1 super refined skill to have, though. It's very hard to make all those decisions, especially in the heat of the moment when you're down 0-1 at BlizzCon. But yeah, I mean, if you just don't make this Zealot that you don't need because you scout correctly, then that's 100 more minerals. That is a much quicker Nexus or additional gateways.
The SCV Loner losing focus there, loses that SCV a little bit sooner than he would have liked, and as you can see, HuK's response now. He's going to get some gateways. You may see a warp gate timing rush. Also the possibility of robotics today. By the way, this probe is still here. This means that he can actually, go into his opponent's face, see exactly what Loner's doing. And by the way, Loner looks like he's going for a very aggressive 1-base play.
This looks like exactly the build we saw from Loner last game. 2 barracks going up. Probably going to make a Banshee with that starport, even though there's only 1 gas. Just no cloak for it. But I can't believe he hasn't actually checked the edges of his base for something such as this probe right here. And
Warp gate rush.
Oh my gosh. Don't worry, Loner, that's Halo. So HuK is going for a 4 warp gate strategy, so he will be able to warp right into the back of the base, just doing an extremely aggressive all-in, and this is very, very uncharacteristic of HuK. Loner is preparing. He heard the cheer. It looks like he's throwing down a bunker in response, having a little bit of a listening going on to the cheer, but this could potentially end the game immediately.
Well, this is going to be a disaster because, you know, if he did have, he mixed the bunker here and there's a 4 warp gate rush, fine, he might be able to hold it off, but when units warp in from over here, that's going to be, there's really not a whole lot you can do to deal with that.
Yeah, and he's going to want to warp in Stalkers, not Zealots. The Marines can...
He's going to see the 4 gates!
Oh!
He sees it all! What he doesn't see, though, is this.
Oh my goodness, and even a 5th gateway going down by HuK. HuK chrono boosting all of those gateways to get units out as fast as possible. Meanwhile, in Loner's base, another bunker going down at the front. Again, not going to be helpful, and here's the attack coming in. Loner completely underprepared.
Loner cannot be happy here. This is a total surprise to him, and it's going to be hard to kite here. He does not have stim yet, and here come the SCVs. He needs to take care of this immediately, kill all of these units, or he is going to lose the game.
And it looks like HuK was supply blocked for a little bit, though, there, and has not warped in any units yet. Oh, no, losing the Stalkers. Where on earth did the units go from HuK? He had a huge window of attack, but opted to just back off.
Well, that's what happens when you forget a pylon. I mean, he missed out, and then he couldn't make additional units to actually do that attack. And now, I guess HuK must feel pretty silly because he has these 5 gateways sitting around in his base, and he really needs to get an expansion up.
Yeah. You know, I think HuK is in actually a terrible position here. Loner just killed all those units, lost almost nothing. He has his entire tech tree up. Meanwhile, HuK, he's just started a Nexus. He has just a handful of units and only warp gates. So Loner at this point looks like he's going to add some barracks and maybe do some sort of timing push.
Well, this is going to be very awkward right now for HuK, because if HuK continues to produce units, he's not going to get his tech up. He's not going to get a Robo Bay up. He won't get a Citadel. He won't get any of that stuff up. So he's going to have to cut production. So he has these gateways, which are basically just giant paperweights. Meanwhile, looks like Loner's going to go for a timing attack. Loner has the worst luck early, but always somehow manages to pull through.
And I'm not entirely sure this timing attack is going to work out as well, because needs to keep that medevac alive, and down to 20 hit points. HuK trying to do a little bit of micro, pick off some of those Marines during the retreat. He does have 5 gates, so he will be able to reinforce with a very, very large army, assuming he doesn't get supply blocked. A lot of sentries there that can easily help slice that army in half with well-placed force fields.
Yeah, it's all going to be about the force fields from the sentries. That will, of course, block off the units that try to move in here. There's one. Nice, isolating those Marines. Ooh, making a wall.
Wow. Well, he trapped some Marines there, but he did more than that. He slowed down the attack. That's going to give him time to have those warp gates cool off and give him even more units. Now, this map is a very long one. A Banshee coming across, but it's so long that it's going to be hard for Loner to actually hit him again.
Now this Banshee can force the Protoss to have to keep some Stalkers in his main, which will allow the ground attack to be pretty effective. Nice. Takes out 2. Actually, no, yep, just 2.
And
now here comes the attack on this side.
And he needs to get to the perfect force field, so he does huge damage. That is exactly what he needed. Those Marines at the front are taking some serious damage, but with that one medevac, that is doing a great amount of healing, and it looks like, oh my goodness, HuK will be able to defend, trapping the tank as well. The medevac falls. Complete all kill by HuK on that army.
Wow, sentries, mass sentries, really interesting there by HuK, but he has held